I will say one thing. WWE did indeed get this shit right. This indeed was indeed a fucking horror show. They actually got that right. Holy fucking shit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your this is your horror show that is Extreme Rules 2020 review. My overall thoughts. It's crazy because I don't even have notes for this. I don't. Not one fucking note. This might even be a fucking fast review. For all I know. What I might end up doing actually at the end of this is answering questions if you guys want to chime in and send in your questions and stuff like that. What I'm also going to do is play the playback real quick, see how it's coming out. Hey, we're going good. We're going good. We're going good. Farna. Again, this might be a fucking short review. Just saying that now. But more importantly, this is also another live edition of Around the Point. And there I am. You see me there. Holy crap. I'm lagging like a motherfucker right now. But we're good now. We're good. Barna. Pop smoke. Anyway, I hope all of you had a wonderful Sunday. I hope all of you enjoyed your week and all that fun stuff. Like I did say, this was a horror show, but nonetheless, it was also a big weekend for wrestling. Last night, Impact Wrestling had a very good show with Slammiversary, which, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I did indeed do a review. Is literally in the archives of this channel, my overall thoughts on what was Slammiversary 2020. And I did say in that review, I even said in my predictions that Impact Wrestling will have a better wrestling show than Extreme Rules. And holy shit, I was right. I was fucking right. Holy crap. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second here. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my webcam right now. It's lagging like a motherfucker right now. Get this fixed right now. Here we go. Let's get this fixed right now, shall we? Let's get this fixed. I'm still lagging like a motherfucker right now. Okay, there we go. I fixed the issue. My cam was lagging. I hope that you guys are able to listen to me now. Hopefully I'm coming out better now than what I was a couple of minutes ago. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the WWE, the horror show at Extreme Rules 2020 review. My overall thoughts on what was this so-called horror show from WWE. Because again, like I mentioned before, the technical issues and all that stuff, this indeed was a fucking horror show. But more importantly, this is also a live installment of Around the Point. Well, thank you all for tuning in on this Sunday, July 19th, 2020. I think that's the right date. Yes, it is July 19th. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below, give the video a big old thumbs up, and share it throughout your entire social medias. This might end up being a short review. What I'm going to do, likely, is at the end of this review, answer questions for all of you guys out there. So if you want to send in your questions, again, send them in. Send them in. I'll answer them at the end of the review. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Last night was Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. I did do a review for that event. It's in the video archives of the channel. We have a new subscriber, Brandon Lutz. Thank you for subscribing, man. I really appreciate you, bruh. I appreciate you for subscribing, man. Again, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. I don't want to be repetitive with this shit, but I'm going to just say it anyway. If we get to 2K, I will be doing a giveaway of some sort. I will be doing a giveaway. I mean that. So again, spread the word, show some love. Like I mentioned earlier, I did do a review for Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2020, my thoughts on that show, and I did say in the predictions in my review that I personally thought Impact Wrestling this weekend was going to have the better wrestling show, and honestly, tonight, with watching Extreme Rules and all that shit, I was proven right. I think everyone could agree on that. This show, Extreme Rules 2020, sucked. This was a total clusterfuck. Now listen, early in the day, I was at my cousin's house. He threw a little party for his stepson who graduated high school. So I had a couple of drinks, right? Had a couple of drinks, couple Henny, right? If you will. Patron. A little wavy. I'm a little wavy. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm a little wavy. Even being wavy did not help this show at all for me to enjoy. Usually when I watch these shows, I'm high. I'm usually high. I'm stoned out of my fucking mind. And it didn't help at all. Now I'm sipping on Gatorade, Cool Blue, on a cork filled with ice. But anyway, let's get into this shit, shall we? Let's get into this shit. Reading the comments, by the way, you guys are kicking ass in the comments. We got Big Mike, we got Jurgen, we got Brandon, we got Chief, we got Marco, and we got again Jurgen again, and we also got Can't Stop Thickness. Was that a win for Bray? I assume so. I already know who won. I agree with you, Big Mike. Big Mike mentioned earlier this show kind of sucks. I agree as well. This show was not good. Too many questions need to be answered and too much hokey shit. I couldn't agree more, Big Mike. The only match that I saw was only Sasha. That's fine as well. And we'll get into that also as well. Before I go any further, I want to show love to the sponsors, like I always usually do here. Want to give a big love and thank you to the good people over at Anchor.fm. If you guys are wanting to start your own podcast, Anchor.fm is the way to go. They are absolutely free. It's free to use. Other podcasting sites will charge you money on a monthly basis to have your podcast and all that stuff and the services and that comes with it. Anchor is completely free. And who doesn't love free? I'm just saying. They have these creation tools that will help you edit your podcast, whether you're on your computer, whether you're on the go, on your smartphone, whether you are an iPhone user or an Android user out there, right? I can't tell you guys how many times I've had to edit around the point on the go on my iPhone. It's so easy to use. And I mentioned earlier, it's also easy to use as well if you are an Android user. To all my Galaxy, to all my Note users out there, Samsung, Motorola, if you will. They will help you get your podcast as well distributed on all the major sites like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, to name a few. And again, it's so easy to use. Again, it's available on the iOS store. They're available also on the Google Play Store, and as well as always at Anchor.fm. If you guys, again, want to start your podcast, Anchor.fm is the way to go. Also, we are sponsored by the good people over at Honey. That's right. Let Honey save you some money. Get instant deals and coupons and promo codes on all of your online shopping. Down below in the description box of this YouTube video, you will see a special link. Click on that special link and sign up through that special link and start saving now. They work with all major sites such as Amazon, eBay, Nike, WWE Shop. For all my sneakerheads out there, they do work with GOAT. They do work with Foot Locker, Adidas, you name it. Again, start saving now. Let Honey save you money. So, let's get into this card. I did miss the kickoff show. It was Kevin Owens versus Buddy Murphy. Kevin Owens got the win. That's all I know about it, really. Again, good for Kevin Owens. I know that Kevin Owens is responsible for getting WWE to use his policy with the face mask, which is good, awesome on that. Hi, Kevin. We get to the main card. We start the show off with a tables match between Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston. This felt like a television match by every stretch of the imagination. The fact that Shinsuke Nakamura is in a tag team with Cesaro, I'm fine with, believe it or not. I know a lot of people, and I've seen this a lot. I've seen this all over the internet, whether it's on YouTube videos, whether it's on Twitter, more importantly, Twitter. People saying, even Facebook, because I'm part of Facebook pages and stuff like that. people have been saying, oh, I wish Nakamura can just go back to Japan. Go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, where he will be treated like a star, where he will be respected again, this and that. WWE is wasting his talent. And you can make that argument all the fuck you want. But let me just tell you something right now. Nakamura is the smartest guy in this whole situation right now. Let's be real about it. He's gone a little lazy. One lazy motherfucker. But I'm not mad at him, though. I don't think anyone should be mad at him. Why would he go back to Japan to kill himself literally in every single match when here he's caking, he's making his money, he's making his bread, if you will, and not putting the effort that he used to put in Japan? It's a win-win if you think about it. But nonetheless, him and Cesaro as a tag team, I'm fine with, believe it or not. Another team for Cesaro, even though I do wish Cesaro could be a single star that we all know he could be. At this point, listen, I don't give a fuck if you put the Intercontinental title on Cesaro. I would not give a flying fuck. I gave up on this belief that Cesaro being a world champion. I think for a lot of people, it's over. It's completely over. It's done, ya fue. Like we say in Peru, ya fue. But here in this match, I thought for what it was worth, it's a television match. Nothing a big deal about it. A tables match. And for what it was worth, I'll say this. It really ended really short to me. This match went about 10 minutes, to be honest with you, which I'm surprised by. For me, that was kind of short. It's basically the New Day and Cesaro and Nakamura trying to avoid the table for the beginning part of the match. There's a moment in this match where I think it was the New Day who stacked up two tables on the outside, which was the demise later on in the night when you had Kofi Kingston on the top of the turnbuckle and he got like power bombed by Cesaro off the top turnbuckle onto these double tables that they stacked up themselves. And with that, Nakamura and Sheamus are your new WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And again, like I mentioned, at this point, I'm fine with that. I am fine. No problem whatsoever. I saw Wrestle Kingdom 13, Katsuyori Shibata versus Tomohiro Ishii. That was a good match, believe it or not. Right now, Jurgen, you're bringing it back. You are bringing it back right now. Holy crap. Wrestle Kingdom 13. Wait a minute. That was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last year. For a second there, I could have sworn I read Wrestle Kingdom 9. But yes, Katsuyori Shibata versus Tomohiro Ishii. It's a very good match. Looking great. You're still lagging. Am I still lagging, by the way? Let me see the playback. I could have sworn. Let me see the playback right now. Let me see how it's going. All right. Wait a minute. That was last year. I'm still going good, by the way. I'm still going good. I don't know, but on my end, I'm watching the playback on my phone. I'm good. I'm Gucci right now. You could go to AEW. I mean, Nakamura could go to AEW, I would suppose. At the same time, let he go to AEW. I'm pretty sure Twisted Tony will throw a shitload of money at him. And again, just to be lazy and shit. When you think about it, I mean, yeah, what's the one match I would want to see if he were to go to Japan? I'm not about AEW. Nakamura and Kenny Omega, the match that could have been in 2016 that got slipped away because Nakamura went to WWE. So from there, I'm sorry, Wrestle Kingdom 10. Okay, there you go, Jurgen. There you go. From there, we go to Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Like backstage, you literally had Asuka, you had Kairi Sane, and you had what's her name? Freaking Alexa Bliss. Encouraging Nikki Cross, motivating her for this match, right? Telling her that she is a winner. They're going to be there to support her, what have you. Pep talk. The match starts, and overall, I thought, honestly, they had a very good match. Back and forth, right? There are moments where they had you thinking that, holy crap, Nikki Cross was going to win. There are moments where I thought, holy shit, it's over, right? But again, Sasha was accompanying Bayley. Alexa Bliss was accompanying Nikki Cross. There's this whole confusion at the end where Sasha got up on the apron, and I guess she handed some brass knuckles. She punched, I think, yeah, she punched Nikki Cross with these brass knucks or something like that, or it was a Bailey, one or the other, at the end because of interference with Sasha. And then Bailey hit her finisher for the 1, 2, 3. I think it was a face buster. And with that, Bailey is still the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then I'm fine with that. Apparently, her run right now is about 240 days as the champion right now. That didn't even work. What do you mean that didn't even work? Am I still lagging? I could have sworn I'm good right now because I'm seeing myself here. Let's see what's going on right now. There we go. Oh, that didn't even work. Okay, the match. You gotta be confused there, guys. Y'all confusing me right now, okay? Y'all confusing me. From there, we get what was supposed to be MVP and Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. And I was expecting a match. I was expecting these two guys to go out there and, again, for this new title. It turns out that the match never happened. MVP's in the ring. He's declared himself the winner. Put the belt back on him, the new U.S. title. And that was it with Bobby Lashley. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, could it be that Apollo tested positive? One of the guys that tested positive, that's why he's not there. Could it be that, hey, because the Almighty took him out a while ago? Could that be as well? I believe so. I would think so as well. So there's that too. So from there we move on. Because again, this is a short review. I might just take questions at the end. So again, I encourage you guys to please chime in with your questions. I will answer them at the end of this podcast, if you will. Okay? So from there, we go on to Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio in the eye for an eye match. Okay. This was stupid. Now, let's be real about it from a wrestling perspective, because I know there's those dorks out there, these dorky fans, these dorky podcasters that some of you may listen to on the daily that will tell you, oh, but you know what? The in-ring was good. The in-ring action was great. Oh, Steve, the in-ring quality was amazing. 4 stars. But nah, bruh. No. Hell no. Not for me. Listen, if they would have just had a regular match, I would have been fine with that. But the moment you put on the stipulation of an eye for an eye, where the only way you win is if you take your opponent's eye out of the socket, out of its spot, and just take it out, you lose me right there. And again, I came into the show wavy, right? I had a couple drinks. Not even that helped me. Nope. This was complete horseshit. Complete, utter bullshit. They're going at it back and forth. Like, there's moments where, like, you knew Ray had, like, his eye covered. Like, that's where the eye, I'm assuming, is going to be, right? That he's going to yank out. Like, you knew going in that Rey Mysterio was not going to win. Because, A, he still hasn't signed a new contract with WWE. Apparently, right now, he's still on a handshake deal. For all we know, this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, he shows up and takes on Cody's open challenge for the TNT title. I wouldn't be surprised. Or how, maybe, just maybe, he shows up on Impact this coming Tuesday. Could it be? I'm just saying. Could be. Could very well be. But yet, he had his eye covered. Rollins just came out with no covering at all. That's when you knew, like, yep, it's already done. There's the moments where, yes, Mysterio had his moments too with his comeback. I think he hit a 619. He did a curse up at the outside of the ring. But again, they used these kendo sticks, the chair, like the bottom of the steel chair, right? Ray broke a kendo stick, tried to hit at Rollins. There's a moment where Mysterio dodged a big bullet, if you will. They had this kendo stick on the outside of the apron, and Rollins threw him into it, and Mysterio ducked. But eventually, when it was all said and done, Mysterio got low blowed. because Mysterio tried to put Rollins' eye into the corner of the steel step on the outside, the same way that Rollins took out Ray a couple of weeks ago or so. And Rollins goes on to low blow Rey Mysterio. And then he puts his eye back in the corner of the steel steps, and the eye just comes out. And you knew it's a fake eye. And then Seth Rollins proceeds to throwing up. He vomits. He throws up. And it's just one of the things where it's like, bruh, just adding more. I get it. He's grossed out. He's grossed out from what he's seeing. He's disgusted. Like, he couldn't believe what he's seeing almost, right? Like, you already know that Seth Rollins has a weak stomach. You already know if you have Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, watching Two Girls, One Cup, it's over. It's completely over for Mr. Rollins. He's going to be throwing all over the place. It's funny, though, because back in the day, those reaction videos for Two Girls, One Cup, priceless. Just saying. Did you ever see Kermit the Frog reaction video to Two Girls, One Cup? If you haven't, I encourage you guys to go watch it whenever you get a chance. Hilarious shit after all these years. Just saying. And then after this, Dominic comes out and all that stuff, right? To check up on his father. Now, again, this is probably the end of Rey Mysterio in WWE, for all we know. I just hate the way this ended. I hate the way you have him go out. It just could have been a competitive match, right? Because, honestly, taking away the stipulation, it was a good wrestling match. However, the stipulation sucked. The stipulation fucking sucked from the moment they announced this shit. I'm reading the comments here as well. Jurgen writes here, this was the dumbest wrestling match I've ever seen in my entire life. I agree. The stipulation was dumb. I couldn't take that Seth versus Ray match seriously. Neither could have I. No one did. No one did. Listen, if there's anyone out there that took this serious, just do me a solid when you see them. Smack them. Give them a little Stockton slap, if you will. Nate Diaz style. I'm just saying. Moving on here. But again, I would not be surprised if, again, Ray hasn't signed a new deal. For all we know, this is over. It's done, right? This coming Wednesday, he shows up on Dynamite, challenges Cody for the TNT Championship, right? And you have Jim Ross and Excalibur and Tony Schiavone poking fun at Rey Mysterio. Not poking fun, but poking fun at the fact that, hey, Mysterio, his eyes are okay. They're not damaged. And keep this in mind. Throughout the show, they try to give people updates on Mysterio's eye. They could be okay. They're trying to recover and shit like that throughout the night. Moving on here. From there, we go to Sasha Banks versus Asuka. This, I will say, it was a good match. It was a good match. We knew, going in, that these two women could deliver. We knew that already. You knew going in, these two girls can go out there and just tear it up. And they were killing it. They were tearing the house down, like these dorks say, right? Having a good match. I was into it. Back and forth, these near falls, the little scramble at the end where they're trying to get the cover, right? It looked like in the whole scramble where Asuka tried to hit the Asuka lock, Sasha's wig was coming out and she recovered. But then we get to the ending. Oh boy. So for this, Bayley throws in the women's tag team title, right? She tosses it in. She gets caught first, but I think with the other title, she gets caught, whatever, right? But she tosses it in anyway. And she's having the belt, whatever. Like, Sasha's holding on to this title. She goes on to, again, she was going to use it as a weapon, but the referee takes it away from her. And then Asuka proceeds to hit the green mist. And Sasha ducked. Hits the referee. The referee, he's blinded. Mind you, Asuka has in the Asuka lock. And Sasha's tapping. But there's no referee. So Bayley then proceeds to get in the ring. Hits Asuka with the other tag team title. With a title, period. And then she proceeds to take the shirt off the referee. and puts it on her. She's the referee now. And does the cover for the 1, 2, 3. And then Bayley demands Sasha Banks to ring the bell. Oh, my bad. The timekeeper to ring the bell. Ring the bell now. It's over, right? I guess now we have a new Raw Women's Champion in Sasha Banks? I guess? Makes no fucking sense. This shit reminded me of some ending that I would have seen in TNA in 2013. From the same people that gave you a Bobby Roode versus Sting Slammiversary. Remember when Sting had the Scorpion Death Drop and he hits the back of his head with the steel chair and then Bobby Roode got the win? It reminded me of that almost. Like, who booked this shit? I really want to know. The same people that booked that finish, the same people that booked the eye for eye match, I really want to know. What weed were they on? What cocaine were they on? What heroin? What drug were they on? Period. I need to know, damn it. I need to fucking know. God damn it. Holy shit. And then from there, we get the WWE Championship match. Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre, where the stipulation was if Drew McIntyre got himself disqualified or counted out, then Dolph Ziggler would win the WWE title. It was an Extreme Rules match in favor of Dolph Ziggler, basically. Now, we've seen this before in wrestling. We've seen these type of stipulations where the guy can't get disqualified, he can't use a weapon, he can't get counted out, he can't escape. Right? We've seen this shit before. I know I have. I don't know about you guys, but I have. And I gotta say, this was okay for what it was worth. I knew where they were gonna go with this. They gave you this idea that Dolph Ziggler was gonna beat Drew McIntyre, right? There was moments where Drew was tempted. He was tempted to hit Dolph with a weapon. Like, he tried to put him through a table, but on the outside, but he remembered he just suplexed him on the mat, if you will, on the outside. But this went on. It went on and went on. There's a moment where Drew's going for the Claymore kick, and Dolph hits with a steel chair, goes for a zigzag and hits a Uranagi on a chair for a near fall. But again, Drew came back. He came back after all these near falls and shit. And eventually, when it was all said and done, Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore kick for the 1, 2, 3, and still WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. And again, I was not surprised. I was not fucking surprised at all, because you knew going in that Dolph Ziggler was not going to win. Dolph Ziggler was a filler match until we get to SummerSlam, where you're going to probably get Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Shut up and take my fucking money now. Speaking of SummerSlam, they did announce SummerSlam happening next month. They did announce the location. We all know it's at the PC. Kind of sucks, because I was going to say if they could do an outdoor event, but again, it's Florida, and right now Florida with the pandemic is a new epicenter. It's not happening. From there, we get the main event. The fucking main event. They were on bath salt. Were they really? Holy crap. We get to the fucking main event. The swamp fight. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. All I'm going to say, what the fuck did I just watch? And listen, you knew going in this was going to be cinematic as fuck. Everyone knew that. I have no issue with that. If you want to go the cinematic route, by all means, go ahead. However, make it make sense. This was, in my opinion, the worst cinematic match I have seen. This was fucking stupid by every sense of the imagination. Whoever fucking decided this was the way to go, they should be fucking arrested. This was a crime. These fuckers committed a crime today on television. I tell you that right now. Whoever fucking booked this whole thing, that motherfucker should be arrested. That being Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard should be fucking arrested. Bro, I love his podcast. Don't get me the fuck wrong. But that motherfucker needs to get arrested. And you know what? people out there gonna say, oh, but Steve, it's cinematic, it was fun. I'll take Sami Callihan versus Ken Shamrock from Rebellion Night 1 over this. And that says a lot. Believe it or not, that says a lot. So, we're at the swamp area. Apparently, also, there's palm trees. I don't know if you guys caught that in the fucking B-roll or not, in the transitions, but there's palm trees. I never knew there was palm trees in a swamp. Never knew that. So Bray's in his rocking chair. He's waiting for Braun to show up, and Braun shows up in his truck. And Bray's laughing, goes away. Braun sees the sign. He proceeds to go, and he sees these minions that attack Braun Strowman. They're supposed to be, I'm assuming, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, but they're not there no more. And Braun beats them up, whatever. And then Braun goes, that's all you got. Come on, Bray, show yourself, some shit like that. Then Braun sees this. He has a look on his face like he's in disbelief. He sees his reflection, Braun Strowman with the mask and from the Wyatt family from many years ago, the black sheep, if you will. And Braun's in disbelief, and he gets hit with the shovel. And you're like, what happened? What happens from here? Next thing you see is they're in some, I guess, in some garage or some, like, you know, shed, if you would. They're in a shed, right? And you see Braun tied to on a chair, but he's being tied to a chain, right? Like, you know, it's so badly done. Like, you know, Braun could just easily get out of that if he wanted to. And he wants Braun to let him go, and Braun just yelling at him about him being the bacteria and, you know, all that stuff, right? Just yelling at him and shit. I was waiting, literally, I'm waiting for Sister Abigail to show up. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Sister Abigail to show up. I seriously was. Next thing you know, he's in this backyard, he's fighting more minions. He put the guy on fire. He starts laughing about it and shit. Next thing you know, there's a woman screaming Braun's name, just calling him by his name, right? Braun, be with me. You know, you want to be with me forever, shit like that. Alexa Bliss, and they play clips from they were in the mixed match challenge from many years ago, where they taunted the idea that, oh, they were together, or they're gonna get together, or shit like that. Like, it was so fucking hokey, okay? And it's more fighting with Bray and Braun. They're fighting again, what have you. Next thing you know, Braun sees a boat. He sees a boat, and he goes to it in the swamp, and then Bray shows up, and they're fighting again. They're going at it. They're on this deck, whatever, and Bray just falls into the water. And they're fighting again, whatever. And it looked like Braun is out, right? And they put the credit at the end. And the next thing you know, the hand comes in, drags Braun back into the water. Like, you see this in NXT a lot. The credit and an attack, and it's like, oh my God, this is crazy and shit. All this to lead to the Fiend to emerge from the swamp. So we get no ending. What now? I'm supposed to believe that that Braun Strowman is no more? That's what I'm supposed to believe? That is what, again, I don't get it. It was so fucking stupid. Seriously. So dumb. I felt insulted. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know this, indeed, everything about it was just a crime. And I said this earlier, Bruce Pritchard should be arrested for this. Should be fucking arrested. And now it's Extreme Rules 2020. I could easily end this right here, but I'm not. If you guys have questions for me at this time, will be a good time to send in your questions so I can answer them, golly old pal, and all that fun stuff. So again, send in your questions and all that stuff. I did catch, believe it or not, at least like 25 minutes of what was supposed to be an hour video, almost, of Joey Ryan and his I guess him debunking all these allegations and all that stuff. It took him literally an hour to do that. Bruh. No, it's over. It's completely over in my eyes. I'm like, no, it's done. So there's that. I did mention earlier that, yes, I did do a Impact review for Slammiversary 2020. If you've not checked that out, feel free to check it out. It's in the video archives of the channel whenever you get a chance. My thoughts on the show, my thoughts on the return of Eric Young, the Motor City Machine Guns, my thoughts on EC3 showing up at the end of the show, my thoughts on Eddie Edwards winning the Impact World title, my thoughts on the North and a match I want to see, the North versus FTR, much more than people want to see FTR versus the Young Bucks. There, I said it. I fucking said it. God damn it, pal. Did you see No Way Jose's new look? No, I have not. However, at this time, I will. So let's give it a look, shall we? No Way Jose. Let's see here. His new look. I have not seen the new look. I've heard about it, but I have not seen it. I might. So it's a video. I hope I don't get no copyright claim over this shit. I really, really hope I don't. I'm gonna play the video right now. It's loading up right now. My Pro Wrestling sheet. I'm reading this. I'm reading this whole thing right. No Way Jose unveiled a new look tonight in a video hyping his future in wrestling. The footage begins with No Way Jose watching one of EC3's Control Your Narrative video that he been sharing on social media since being released as well. I am essential. I pledge fidelity to the destruction of my former self. I am not my corporately mandated persona, he says, while burning his old WWE gear. I am not a material. I am not my material possessions. I am not relying on authority to tell me what is right, what is wrong. I will not let my value be based on comments, likes, or follows. I will seek affirmation in toxic groupthink. I will not filter my authenticity or self. I am essential. So I will watch this video right now. It's a minute and 31 seconds. Wish me luck. I'm watching this video. He's watching an EC3 video, by the way. He's watching it.
Challenge awaits. As conquer and destroy is to fight. I am essential. I pledge fidelity to the destruction of my former self. I am not my corporately mandated persona. I am not my material possessions. I am not relying on authority to tell me what is right and what is wrong. I will not let my value be based on comments, likes, or followers. I will not seek affirmation from toxic groupthink. I will not filter my authenticity of self. I am essential. I will speak my truth through words and actions. I will wear betrayal as a wound of battle. I will pursue vengeance with a primitive and relentless force. I vow to find freedom. I vow to find purpose. I vow to create something that will last. I am essential. I control my narrative. Free. You have been warned.
Okay. Am I the only one who feel that he comes off like a Power Ranger in this whole thing? Here's my thing, right? And again, I am all for him being free, all the fuck you want, but I kind of cringe when I see all these guys, oh, I'm free, this and that, like, especially the guy that get released from WWE, but yet they have been their Twitter handle at WWE No Jose said. Like, bro, that's still your Twitter handle, by the way. At WWE No Jose, bro. Change your fucking Twitter handle, by the way, buddy. Good for him. Hey, listen, he's sporting a new look. May not be a fan of the new hairstyle. Then again, who the fuck am I to talk? Right? I chopped off my man bun a couple of weeks ago. So there's that too. But yeah, man, it's just kind of like, yeah, the guy doing the essential video doesn't have a good voice. That being Andre, my friend, No Way Jose. I'm sorry, Levy Valens. I'm reading the comments here. Do you think WrestleMania is happening in LA? I don't think so, man. I think this pandemic is not going to end anytime soon. It'll probably be another year or so. And at this point, I don't see WrestleMania happening in LA because LA is also one of the hot spots right now for this pandemic. And they said that, oh, the summer, the heat's going to take away the virus. And no, it's not. In some states, the number's going back up. Like here in New Jersey, the number is spiking up again because people don't know how to follow directions. People think that, hey, you know, I can't get hit with the virus. No, you're wrong, bruh. You're fucking wrong. Like, I had a customer come to my job the other day, and he didn't want to put on a mask. And we kept telling him, hey, gotta wear a mask. And he tried to, like, lecture people, hey, listen, I've had multiple surgery, this and that, and who are you to tell me? And again, it's not my hell to die on. Okay? It really, really isn't. But that's people for you. Had this one lady come to my job the other day, and she had her mask on like up to right here, right? Her mask was right here, whatever, right? And we kept telling her, cover your mouth, put the mask on and shit. But she kept ignoring, oh, listen, I am more fragile than you, this and that. It's like now, it's like, oh, you know, it's my choice. And I get that, but at the same time, kill that noise right now. I don't want to hear it. I fucking don't. It doesn't kill you to wear a mask. Just saying. Like, I seen this meme and it's so funny. Oh, Kane was in the 2001 Royal Rumble for about almost an hour, eliminated fucking 11 people. If he can wear a mask for almost an hour, then so can you when you go to the supermarket, which is so fucking true. It's so true. Listen, there's a lot of things that I want to do again. I want to go back to a wrestling show. Again, granted, these outdoor shows like GCW and IWC in Atlantic City, which is a drive from me, which is like an hour from where I'm at, but still, this is my work schedule and these shows, they don't connect. But I would love to go back to a wrestling show. Granted, if that day ever happens, things are going to be different. I'm going to come with Lysol. I'm going to come with deodorants. I'm going to go with freaking the wipes. I'm going to go with gloves for abuelas, if you will. For Spanish grandmothers that clean up the spot when it's over with. A lot's gonna change at the end of this fucking day. Put it this way. In a couple of days, I was supposed to go to Dynamite at Prudential Center. Originally, it was gonna be in March. But the pandemic happened and they got removed. It got moved to July. And I got an email a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago or so, telling me that the event will now happen in February. If it even happens. Don't even know. Don't even know. How would you book Seth Rollins after tonight's show? Ugh. Here's the thing about it. You know, I would say, hey, he took out Rey Mysterio. Do you do another match with Drew? I don't know, really. I don't know. But I guess that would be the way to go, but we already seen that already. And look what I have at Money in the Bank. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't mind seeing him go to SmackDown at this point in juncture. But we'll see what happens with Seth Rollins. I don't believe in the numbers. So there you go with that. I still wear a mask just in case, but in my mind, I believe it's more about control. And that's another thing too. Like me, like here in Jersey, right? They now made this thing where I have to wear a mask outdoors, whenever I don't feel that social distancing is being practiced, right? Granted, when I'm outside, I have my mask in my pocket. Whenever I go into a building, I'll put it on. When I'm doing my outdoor dining, I don't have a mask on, obviously, because I'm eating outside. I'm eating and shit. But once I go to the bathroom inside the restaurant, I'll put the mask on. When I'm at my job, I have to wear a mask. So there's that too. I mean, again, it's just how you take it. It's how you control yourself and all that shit. Put it this way, right? At my supermarket that I work at, we have a self-checkout line where you basically rank up yourself and you bag your own groceries. At the same time, as cool as that may be, I hate working self-checkout. Why? Because there is no type of social distancing on the self-checkout line. I have literally customers breathing down my neck when I'm trying to explain to them how to work this machine and shit. When I try to ask them for space, it's like I offended them all of a sudden. It's sad. It really, really is sad. We do live RCW wrestling shows every Friday with a crowd of 100 people. So if we can do that, how come others can't? I think it's also the fact that state regulations, if you will. That's my opinion on it. Athletic, other indie feds have to respond to the state athletic commissions and all that stuff. And that's also ran by the state government. So that's probably why a lot of states here in America aren't doing indoor independent shows. Like I mentioned earlier, GCW and IWC, two independent promotions that I know, are doing outdoor events in Atlantic City and parts of the country, if you will. So there's that too. I said this in my Slammiversary review yesterday. You know, Bound for Glory, it's happening on October 24th, I believe. If I'm wrong on that date, correct me. And they haven't really announced a date. Oh, my bad, a location for the show. I would love to see Bound for Glory outdoors. In my honest opinion, granted, it's late October. Unless you could do it in a nice place where it's not cold. You know what I mean? But at the same time, depends if that said location, said state, is in a hot spot for the pandemic. So there's that too. We had sanitizer at every exit and test every paying customer temperatures, and everybody sits spaced out. Thoughts on, and again, we do that too on my job too. All the employees, they get their temperatures checked and stuff like that. Chief writes here, thoughts on indie wrestling coming to the WWE Network. About time. Apparently going to be a tier though, where you have to pay. So there's that. So I'm fine with it. I think it's cool. Apparently progress. Maybe some Evolve shows, but we'll see. There's a possibility. This is from Michael Smith, aka Michael Corvin. What's up, Corvin? It's been a long time since I've seen you here. It's been a fucking long time. While I'm at it, I'm gonna make some moderators here. I'm gonna make. There you go. Also here, while I'm at it. There you go. And where does it do that? And there you go. There you go with that. Reading here. Michael Smith writes here, there's a possibility that COVID could potentially cause testicular and penis shrinkage. There's that too. Damn. WWE needs to leave indie wrestling the hell alone. They've done enough damage already. I mean, depends. I mean, they do have this thing with Progress. They do have this thing with ICW in Ireland. Also with Evolve. So, I mean, there's that clause. Granted, I get what you're saying. But at the same time, I guarantee you a lot of these indie promotions would love to get the WWE rub and that exposure, if you will, and people and eyeballs on their promotion, stuff like that. At the same time, yeah, I'm pretty sure WWE could look at this like a way to take talent down the road. I think at the end of the day, it's a win-win. Even though at the end of the day, it's that indie fed getting fucked in the ass by WWE at the end of the day. Hell, I would even say the same thing if this was AEW. If AEW has had a working relationship with companies like GCW, Freelance Wrestling, I'm just throwing names out there as an example. What else? PWG, bar wrestling, though bar wrestling not a thing anymore because of Joey Ryan, so fuck him. You kind of get the gist, right? It'll probably be the same thing. Will we be saying, oh, AEW should leave the indie feds alone as well? Just asking, you know? Do you think that, I'm reading the comments here as well by Jurgen, do you think that the mid-card titles in WWE better than the mid-card titles in Japan? No. As far as, for example, as far as lineage goes, I mean, again, WWE owns the rights to the US title in WWE, but that's a WCW title. You look at the lineage of that title compared to the IWGP US title, the US title in America that WWE has through that they got from WCW, that title has more prestige than, as far as a lineage goes, right? The people that held that title versus the IWGP title in New Japan. The Intercontinental title, right, from WWE, the names that have held that title, is better than the one from New Japan. Again, New Japan does a better job of showcasing these titles and making them feel important, while WWE just has the names that held the title and the lineage and all that stuff, but they do a terrible job of making these titles feel like a fucking big deal or making them feel important. It's based off also the people that hold on to the belt at the moment as well. So there's that. If you guys have more questions, guys, feel free to ask them. This is awesome. I will be playing in a little bit PES. That's eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer. That's right. I have FIFA and I have PES 20. I have FIFA 20 and I have eFootball PES 2020. And this year, listen, I've been playing FIFA my entire life. I've loved FIFA, right? I grew up on the FIFA franchise. This year, I decided to buy both. And I gotta say, and again, I know a lot of you won't really care because, again, I know a lot of you probably aren't into soccer that much. Playing PES by Konami, it feels like you're playing a game of soccer, while I'm playing FIFA from EA, and it feels like it's just an arcade. I know this year, coming up in FIFA for 21, PES 21 is going to be an update, basically. So if I have PES 20, if I pay a certain amount of money, like $30, I can get the update for PES 21, which I might end up doing, honestly. At the same time as well, I'm probably going to buy as well FIFA 21. So there's that too. But yeah, there's that. How would you book SummerSlam 2020? Okay. Here we go. How would I book SummerSlam 2020? I will go back to doing Sasha and Bailey for, I guess now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with Asuka and that title, but I will do Sasha and Bailey. I will do Drew and Brandy for the WWE Championship, right? Have Drew get a win over that, right? The Fiend and Braun, and have the Fiend, I guess, beat Braun Strowman. That's what it's leading up to, right? What it's leading up to and shit. I would have done AJ Styles and Matt Riddle, not have it on an episode of SmackDown, the Go Home show. And that's what I got so far. That's honestly what I have right now as we speak. I would probably do, if I could, Ricochet and Apollo Crews for the US title. I know they're friends and all. I'm pretty sure they would love to work together. So there's that too. I probably would have done a ladder match for the tag titles. Either one of them. I get this. I'm just throwing some shit out there, if you will. So there's that. Again, you guys are kicking ass. You guys are kicking ass today. I appreciate you guys as always. All right, just saying that right now. But that being said, though, guys, I'm about to wrap this up because I'm getting tired. I've had a long day and I'm sweating my ass off right now. Listen, I have my AC right now on low AC on like number 3, so you guys won't hear it in the fucking background. And I'm sweating like crazy right now. Listen, I'm a fat guy. Okay, I'm losing weight, but I'm still the fat dude. And us big men, when we sweat, Yeah, it's terrible, okay? So that being said, I'm going to wrap things up here right now, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, again, hit the subscribe button down below, give the video a big old thumbs up, share it through social media. If you have not yet checked out, I did indeed do a review for Slammiversary 2020. It's in the video archives of the channel. Go give it a watch whenever you get a chance. You can listen to Around the Point every single week here on YouTube.com. But we're also available on all the major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcast, Anchor.fm, Spotify. So you can listen to Around the Point on the go on all these major podcasting platforms if you have these platforms. All right. I'll be back this Tuesday morning for a Raw review. And I'll also be back probably Wednesday morning for an Impact Wrestling. That's right. I'm watching Impact this Tuesday. The first Impact that I'm watching since Rebellion Night 1 of a couple of months ago. So there's that too. Yeah. Slammiversary did something that WWE fails to do. They got me invested to watch the next show. I can't say Extreme Rule did that for having me watch Raw, but there again, it is what it is. This indeed was a horror show, like I said. Thank you all for watching. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Steve, and this has been another installment of Around the Point. Peace out, dorks.